Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who were well. Salutation and much love to Akim out there, who's not his word in truth and sincerity. And Brother Ash.
Brother Barak.
And we're just out here at some, it's called Singing Tower, which, you'll see in the video. But, out here on a nature walk, just hit the button. But, the America's through, man. Shit, it's divided. But, we out here, we want to take in the nature before it's destroyed. Because this place, is corrupted, is completely, abominable. They just take down, hey, window by the pond. So, we're just going to flow in the spirit. You got something?
Yeah, I'm grabbing it right now. Job 12. I'm going to tell you, this nature. Job chapter 12, verse 7. It says, "But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee."
Yeah, so nature, man, itself shows you the glory of the Lord, all right, and his order and his beauty. Because, the nature is beautiful. We love, just taking in, even the air out here. We're in the middle of nowhere out here in Lake Wales, Florida, Central Florida, and it smells a whole lot different than where we live in Tampa. Got natural air filters, so to say, all this greenery. But and then even in the animals, we were reading at the little museum that they got all kind of animals out here. Hey man, it's a beautiful thing what the Lord has created. And here it is, the devil, or get that in Revelation, destroy them that destroy the earth. The devil out here destroying all of this. And then he'll set up a conservation fund. Would you like to donate $49 a month to help save the earth? Nigga, you're the problem. You're the one destroying it. Why I gotta donate? Why don't you just, which that's why ultimately the Lord's going to destroy him. Go ahead.
Yep. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth."
Right, the Lord's going to destroy them that destroy the earth, the cancer of the earth. See, the reason that they need conservation and all this is because you damn devils have polluted the earth. And really, the 200, maybe 300 years ago, this earth was completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Now, through his BS technology, all right, and just being a devil, going around blowing shit up and just destroying everything, look at the condition of this place, okay?
Industrial revolution, into the fourth industrial revolution, when he started mass producing a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Even within the last 100 years, man, he highly destroyed the earth.
Yep.
Looking at the squirrels over here, feeding.
Yeah.
Restroom or something?
Nah, it's a little window. Appreciate it.
So, even within the last 100 years, he highly, been destroying the earth. But that's why the scripture said, "Destroy him that destroy the earth," because the scripture speak about the Lord beautifying his footstool once again, and he's going to do that by setting up his true men, his nation of Israel, underneath Yahweh Shai, and we will rule in righteousness.
Right. It's a damn shame that this beautiful place it is a beautiful place, coast to coast. But because of the destruction this devil has brought, now that all of this got to be destroyed. All the animals, everything has been corrupted. So what do you have to do? You got to just burn it all down. Oh, look, there's see if I can get it on camera. Nature video, we show y'all what we see. But like the scriptures say, destroy them that destroy the earth. So the Lord's about to bring heavy judgments upon Edom, but he's going to wipe out America. The whole thing, man, it's got to be eradicated for all the abominations. Right, because and again, the most beautiful things on the planet, you got to pay to see. Like we had to pay $20 a piece to come in here. The Esau catch you walking in here without the ticket, He gonna send you to jail. So you got to pay to play, so to say. You got to pay for everything in this damn godforsaken place, man. While he get to just look at it for free, he on private islands. and then he put you in the shithole, right? Sewage backed up. Oh, that's employee service path only. We'll just go back. Okay, yeah, we keep going that way then. But yeah, man, the devil's got to go, man. The devil has got to go. What's this?
Scripture say they're not in trouble as other men, you know. So they out here living life, and like you said, you got to pay for something to be calming to your spirit.
Right.
You got to pay for water, a life-sustaining element.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the place is completely out of order. Back in the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 9, it says, "Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord Yahweh have wrought this?" You see, so we understand, hey, that this is the work of the Lord, man. You see, and goddamn Esau, what's the word when you pretty much like use it to, you weaponize it, you know, financially against us as well, you know. Verse 10, "In whose hand is the soul of every living thing and the breath of all mankind."
Mm-hmm. Of every living thing, man. See, the Lord created all this beautiful nature, but what does he do? He creates a concrete jungle. You know, the devil create concrete jungle, and all these herbs, all these plants out here have some kind of benefits. Mm-hmm. You know, they all serve a purpose. And Esau serves a purpose too. Of what? To bring evil upon the earth. All right. Yeah. See that. You know, and that's what he's doing. He's just bringing death and destruction, all right, to the earth. And he was created for the day of evil. But you know, we get the Lord's, you know, in this truth, you appreciate the truth more.
Yeah.
Or you appreciate the earth more, because everything is out of order, or everything is in sync with the earth and nature, except for the people.
Yep. The Lord created everything to work in harmony together, man. That's why, you know, we'll just listen to the Elder Yashawam on the way here, you know. That's why when we get back in order, even the other nations, they gonna be at rest, you know, after 1,000 years. You see, but then they go say, hey, call Tawab. It's all good that they're running this place perfect, because the scriptures speak about it. As the king is, so is the people.
Yep. And I wish you brothers and sisters watching this, I wish y'all could smell it, because you could smell the air tastes different out here. Because again, we're pretty far from, you know, any kind of Wi-Fi. We were gonna go live, but we're just recording now because we can't even get signal out here. Mm-hmm. But you can hear how peaceful it is out here. Yeah. This is how the earth should be now. Yeah. You can hear the power lines.
Ambulance.
Yeah, ambulance. So this is how nature is supposed to be, man. But the devil has turned. Oh, get that! Turning things upside down. And now, you know, you out here, you like to go out in nature. People think you're weird.
Right.
You know, they'll look at you like you're weird. You walking on the grass without shoes. People looking at you like this dude's a bum or he's crazy. But like that, there's benefits to that.
Exactly.
It's called grounding. You know, that's why you got so much damn diseases and things backed up, because you're keeping all that negative energy in. You know, your body has electricity. You're supposed to let it flow with the earth. The earth produces electricity, right? Mm-hmm. And so does your body. You can touch some metal and sometimes you'll see a spark, right? So, you know, everything's out of order, man. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. "Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay."
Mm-hmm.
Real
quick, and everything, Esau has turned everything upside down, and people don't know the true purposes of anything at this point. The earth has everything the Lord created is purposeful, you know. Mm-hmm. But Esau doesn't tell you that, because he wants you to rely on him, or his medicines and his bullshit and his beliefs.
Right.
Meanwhile, why do you think people outside of America live longer?
Exactly.
And they're healthier. It's not because they're supposed to be farther back than us, right? It's a first world country, as the Esau says, but it's actually the opposite. Yep. My mom just came back from Panama and Mexico, and as soon as she got back, she got sick. Why? Because the air is different, the air quality is different, the water is different. There's not Wi-Fi on every house. You know, everything is different. But here in America, you got fucking routers and Bluetooth Wi-Fi everywhere, and that's killing people too.
You got your phone with you everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm. Because remember, Esau weaponizes everything.
Brazilian base plant.
Okay. So yeah, they got botanicals out here too. But yeah, man, this guy's a devil. He's a liar and I don't, man. When you come into this truth, you start investigating this nigga,
Right.
and you know, which not everything we bring out that we come across, but this dude has lied about everything. You know, at this point, you got to question everything about this devil and what he is. He lies about we're gonna go to. He takes credit for everything that Jake built, right? Which, you know, we'll see. We'll get there in a second, but. You know, the research, this devil has taken credit for a lot of shit around the world, which Jake built. Look at that, they got bamboo. You see how diverse nature is? You got bamboo.
A seat over there for you just to chill at it and to enjoy it.
Yeah, look at this. You know, this is a peaceful. This is the kind of environment people should be in every day. But here it is again. You got to pay. You got to pay to be out here, man. How ridiculous this devil is.
And you know how King Solomon had his houses built. When you go into to some of the decorations, it speaks about the pomegranate, things that he had laid out within the house. You know, and I looked up on that Brazilian vase plant that we just passed a few of the benefits, and it says air purification.
There you go.
Humidity enhancement, water storage, and nutrient gathering.
See. Now, Esau doesn't teach you about botanical shit because it said it stores water. So in the time that you can't find water, you could go to that plant. And what was it called? Brazilian what?
Brazilian vase plant.
Brazilian vase plant. So hey, nature. The Lord has provided everything we need right here in nature. Inviting spirits tree. Look at that. Look that one up. Inviting spirits tree. Hopefully not evil spirits.
Right. What it say at the bottom?
That's probably
that's the true name of it.
Yeah, that's the Latin. Oh, it's from Japan
Magnolia.
to the Philippines. Oh, okay, so they must have planted these.
Magnolia compressor.
Oh, this is like a garden. That's why botanicals is right. And again, Esau just wants to destroy all of this.
It says it offers a range of potential in stress reduction, anxiety relief, and improved sleep.
Damn, make a tea out of that. See, you can make a tea out of a lot of things, but again, people, don't do that. You might get poisoned.
Right.
Everything ain't poison, man. Yes, there's poisonous plants, just like there's poisonous snakes. That don't mean every snake's poisonous.
Exactly.
Go back to that.
Isaiah 9:16 says, "Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay." So people just think that they take wickedness for good. Like this is just how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's highly esteemed. All the bullshit that this devil indoctrinates, which all this shit that people know today was invented, just poof, came out of thin air just over 100 years ago, right? During the education system was set up, public system. Okay, all this shit is just made up that you learn in school. They just fabricated it. Those aren't education, because education means to draw out.
Right.
Those are indoctrinations schools, right? It's not an education; it's an indoctrination. You know, it was blue sage.
Oh yeah.
Got some blue sage.
Yeah, the smell.
Yeah, you can smell it. Yeah. As we're walking through these trails, you can smell the differences, you know, in the different plants, and it smells. It's a good smell. You know, we don't smell shit, you know, a fucking bum, you know, and musky smell. But we're in nature, right? I thought, wouldn't you think that nature is gonna smell funny? That's what the white man will tell you. Meanwhile, he living it up in nature.
Yeah. But back in Isaiah 29, finishing on verse 16, it says, "For should the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or should the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?"
Yep.
And that's what Esau Edom is. That's why he's coming up with all his GMOs and he want to alter reality. He's pretty much saying that the Most High have no understanding. But look at this.
Yep.
These plants have life and they invite pollinators.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
They kill Gates. He was talking about we don't need trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sitting up there saying we just need to cut everything down so we can make more space for people and cows. Like, nigga, you stupid? Look, because what color, the middle of the rainbow, right, is green. The center of the rainbow is green, and what is chloroform is green. What are the healthy plant? What color is it turn? Green. So why would you get rid of the greenery? Again, he turning things upside down. He'd rather put concrete everywhere and if artificial lights, fake plants. He got fake plants. People got fake plants inside their house. What the hell is that for? It ain't doing nothing. But here it is. That's esteemed in this place. Oh yeah, the white man. He's such a genius. Really? Because everything he creates is to destroy you. That's why we read, destroy them that destroy the earth. Oh, mulberry tree.
Check that out.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, we're almost towards the top.
Yeah, kind of.
Mulberry bush is known for their sweet juice fruits.
Ooh.
Offer various health benefits, antioxidant power, blood sugar control,
Look at that.
improved digestion, skin health, heart health.
But people would rather take medication,
Right.
prescription drugs, other than instead of eating or drinking mulberry tea. That's the world we live in. Nothing but confusion, illness, death. Because when you go away from nature, what is that? It's going to lead you to the artificial, right? Synthetic, all the bullshit Esau pushes down your throat. It's really part of the beast system, right? The way of the beast system is to depend on the devil and the artificial shit, not to use natural things, right? Or natural remedies. And here we're coming up to this tower that Esau claims to have built, which we know that this man's a liar and the father of it.
This is the book of Psalms 104. You can read the whole chapter. I'm going to go down to verse 14. It says, he causes the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man.
Next, what is that?
Psalms 104, verse
Okay,
14.
after that gets wise man abhor not the herb, roughly paraphrasing. Go ahead, though.
Yep, Psalms 104 and 14. He causes the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man, that he may bring.
Let's go over here real quick first before we go
That he
there.
may bring forth food out of the earth.
Yep.
And wine that maketh glad the heart of man.
Yep. There's so much food out here, amongst plants that the Lord have created out of the earth. Damn, I didn't even know they had. We pretty high up. Shit, this is a rare sight in Florida. Shit. Yeah, damn. But read that again, Upshot, and then you got it. You break it down.
Psalms 104 and 14. He causes the grass to grow for the cattle and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth. Like the priest was just going into, that food out of the earth. See, people think food only meat and macaroni and cheese,
Popeyes,
and bread, man. You can eat of the herb. Go back to the Daniel the first chapter.
Yep.
We say, we go eat of the post, and drink of the water. Verse 15 it says, and wine that maketh glad the heart of man. And wine comes from what? Comes from fruit.
Yep, the blood of the grape.
That's right.
Well, they got different wines, but mainly it's from grapes.
Yeah, mainly from the grape, yep. And the wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine. And where did the oil come from? Oil come from the trees as well.
Yep.
And oil to make his face to shine, and bread which strengthen man's heart. The trees of Yahweh are full of sap. The cedars of Lebanon which he hath planted, where the birds make their nests. As for the stork, the fir trees are her house, so on and so forth. But, amen, the Lord is the Father of spirits. So even, within the insect world, all these things, everything has their uses, man.
Okay.
So what's that you had said you wanted to do?
Ciroc, it's like Ciroc 33 maybe. Keep moving this way. See. We might over here. 38, okay.
Sirach chapter 38, verse 4, it says, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise.
There you go. The Lord created medicines out of the earth. He that's wise will not abhor them, but people, they'll abhor natural remedies because it might taste bad,
Right.
They don't really know the medicinal benefits because it's not taught to you, How you doing? Most people have no idea, that you can use. Look at that one. China. Look at that. So no benefits. Chinese queen. Guaranteed has medicinal. It kind of look like some marijuana. but guaranteed to have medical benefits. But again, people are told to go to the doctor. Oh, you got the sniffles? Go to the doctor. Go to the hospital, right? You're supposed to be your own damn physician. You know, figure it out. You know, everybody running to WebMD, which they can help, but there's medicinal benefits from nature. Okay, even going out in nature every day has some kind of benefit. Good.
Some of the benefits, it says, may be effective in reducing fevers associated with malaria and other illnesses. Could have expectorant properties, aiding in clearing mucus from the respiratory tract. Historically used for its emetic and purgative effects, though this usage is less common today.
Of course, because the devil's in power. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and this is part of the earth. People think nature is just, oh yeah, I went out and we looked at some dogs, and then I went to the park where they put the fake grass down, right? No, man, you gotta actually be at one with nature, as they say.
Another name they have for it, they call it sweet wormwood.
Wormwood. And we know that to be bitter.
Yeah.
But it's very beneficial for the body.
Yeah. If it's taken in moderation.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to poison yourself.
Exactly.
But again, more benefits that the devil's not going to tell you about. Why? Because he wants you to run to him. Because again, the same people that created the education system, right? The public school system, they're the same people that created the petroleum system. All right. And where do you think most of these synthetics and artificial things come from? They're petroleum based. Big pharma.
Yep. Yeah.
It's all fucking you got to follow the money, as they say, and it all goes back to the devil. All right, the one that was given the rulership of this earth. What time is it?
12:52.
Okay, hopefully they do that. The bells.
Back in Sirach 38:4, it says, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. And so this is a very beneficial lesson that the Lord got us going into. It said, do not abhor them. So we even stopped and looked at a few of the plants and looked up the names, so that's us not abhorring them, gathering that information.
Yep.
Verse 5, it says, was not the water made sweet with wood, that the virtue thereof might be known?
Yep. That's how you get clean water, purify water with certain wood, which I believe it was the bark of the tree that they had used.
Yeah, going to the time when we came up out of Egypt.
Yep.
The water was bitter that we couldn't drink it. So the Lord gave Moses the insight, to use a piece of wood, and it made it drinkable. And it tells us here in verse 6, it says, and he hath given men skill, that he may be honored in his marvelous works. So the Lord give us this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the things that's on the earth. He's like, well, you take this and then you put it in the water. Like, why you think I have this there?
Right.
It's all the balance. Everything works in harmony, man. The Lord is so beautiful.
I wonder if they see how close we can get to the actual door.
We'll go back here to Sirach 42. We're speaking about, how everything works in tangent, hand in hand. Let's see.
Of course, they don't let you in there. Oh,
yeah, they got the gate locked up.
Of course.
Yeah. Got down replicas around, pushed that bitch over. Sirach chapter 42.
Okay, they got that locked off. Well, let's go around this way then. These things don't bug out. All right. Where you at though?
Sirach 42, and let me see where I can start at. I'll start at 21. Sirach 42, 21. He hath garnished the excellent works of his wisdom, and he is from everlasting to everlasting. And anything about cooking, that garnish is that little sprinkle, that decoration that you put on top.
The icing on the cake, so to say.
That's right. So, man, the Lord, this earth is the piece from the shelf.
Yep. It's a painting. Like,
exactly.
That dude, what's his name? The dude they used to, everybody seen him when they were kids.
Big fish in there, bro.
Damn. Big ass goldfish.
Sheesh. Father of all spirits.
Yep.
It says he hath garnished the excellent works of his wisdom, and he is from everlasting to everlasting. Unto him may nothing be added, neither can he be diminished. and he have no need of any counsel.
Yeah, because look, this is what the Lord created, man. Which he did that through. He gave the blueprint to Yahweh Shai and the elect, the 144,000, to create everything you see. That's why we take it so serious. Because Lord's will, we those men, we help create this.
Verse 22, or how desirable are all his works, and that a man may see even to a spark. Hey, so we ain't big clip over there too. We haven't even seen nothing. It's another precept in the book of Sirach that says that he have not, pretty much given power to his saints to even declare all his glory, man.
Yep. And this is just a glimpse of how the kingdom of heaven is going to be. You know, I mean, you go around the earth right now and there's beautiful places, but it's going to be even greater. You know, when it's under the proper authorities. You know,
you're just going to continue to be awed.
Yep.
Like the Lord he never stopped blowing your mind. You know, it says verse 23. All these things live and remain forever for all uses, and they all are obedient. You know, so they live and remain, and everything has its uses, man. And they all are obedient. So whatever certain properties that these different plants have, they grow up, you know, with those properties, those healing benefits. Man, the Lord is just so beautiful, so far out. And even with us, with this understanding, it's still mind blowing.
Right.
You know,
there's still more.
Yeah. Verse 24, it says, all things are double one against another, and he hath made nothing imperfect.
Nature is made in perfection. The animals, they're all in perfection. You know, they all are made for their particular purposes of whatever that may be. But here comes the devil and starts blowing shit up, and how the hell you got endangered species or extinct animals? Because this devil have killed them. He does it here. Hold this real quick, he does it for sport. Get my glasses.
You need a towel?
No, I got one in the back. Let's go.
Yeah, but I want scripture to say, even the wicked was the evil was created for the day of the wicked, roughly paraphrase.
Yep.
Hey, so Esau is the perfect devil. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Because what we read in Revelation 11 earlier, destroy him that destroyed the earth. So he's destroying the earth, so therefore he got to be destroyed, man. He's the Lord.
He's got to go.
Everything is there's nothing that has been made that's imperfect. So Esau, Edom is perfect. He's perfect in his life.
He's a perfect devil.
That's right.
Right? And again, he's gonna be eradicated. His job is done. But after he serves, we'll sit on these benches over here, see if they play the bells. Which again, that's something that the devil has lied to about, you know, healing people with frequencies or sounds. You know, which, you know, King David, if you could take spirits off of people with music, you can put spirits on people with music. But which is again part of the things that the Lord created. You know.
I already talked about that classical music being the best for the brain. Especially as you can slow down classical music to a certain like beat per minute to match up with your heart, they say, and it can actually increase your learning. So like the way people have like learning because of the environment, the frequencies that they push out, because really your mind is supposed to be, your mind was created to learn innumerable things, just continue to learn.
Now niggas can't multitask and do a damn thing. You know, they just can't even handle multiple things at once now because they've been dumbed down and they listen to nigga music all day. They got hella demons on them.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 25. It says, one thing establisheth the good or another, and who should be filled with beholding his glory. You know, so pretty much, you know, it's a cause and effect. It's a chain reaction of the way this. There it is.
You know, see, that's different, but them, you know, sounds. And even Esau has the information out there. He just don't share it. It got like something like 60 bells in there.
Just to add on to that verse, it says, one thing establishes the good or another, or the bird coming through the spirit. You know, no, all of them. Just
all the birds are starting to fly around.
Butterflies. You know, but like the sun, the moon, these things constantly coming up in their cycles. You know, we understand that it got a pull on the ocean, like the moon phases, and we predominantly water as well.
Yep.
You know, so it's a pull on us. So like everything just works in tandem. This is a unbreakable system, man.
Yep.
The Lord is beautiful.
And
man.
Esau knows that certain vibrations and sounds can affect, like brother just mentioned, though. If you could put, you know, they done experiments. You can even look this shit up on YouTube. Put certain music in tones in water, and it'll form different, you know, different waves or even make certain designs. Right? It's called cymatics. And he does that with that music, and they put it at a particular look at that bird. Put it at a particular frequency, right? A440. Look it up, and it's to bug you the hell out and make you sick too. Keeps you sick. Your body's supposed to heal itself, right? And when all the vibrations around you, Wi-Fi and all these, because those are all frequencies. Bluetooth, it's all frequencies running through you, you know, and is making you sick. Put you in a bad mood. See, if you hear natural music like this coming out of actual instruments, bells, you're not gonna be mad all day. But again, you gotta pay. You got to go to a symphony, you gotta pay, right? A Mozart concerto, you gotta pay hella money for that. But you think the elites are going to a little boozy concert, or are they going to a symphony, you know, or orchestra? That's all part of nature, man. You're supposed to be at peace with nature, man. And listening to nigga music doesn't make you at peace with nature, man.
That's why it would behoove you, man, you know, because we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life because, you know, we caught up in the system. That shit, the Lord gave this nigga some power, man. Yep. But, you know, it would behoove you, to turn your phone off sometimes, you know. Take a day away from the TV, you know, go to the beach, go to, you know, nature parks.
Yeah, I like leave the phone at home and go walk the dogs, you know, out. You know, walk on the grass. You know, just take in nature, man. And because it's good for you. It's healing to the body, man.
You see a lot of people with their problems, you know. They stuck at home in between the walls. They all on these devices. Yep. Then they go to work. They between more walls than they driving. You know, so the people just fucking stressed out. They fucking vaping. Yeah,
in the car listening to some wicked music. But you know, we know there's no enchantment against Jacob. Yeah. But that's talking about the elect, really. Because we know we was niggas in the world, and we you know, Jake was on his way to do some wickedness. You know damn well you was listening to some Gucci Man, some Lil Boozy, some nigga shit. You know, he wasn't listening to Beethoven.
Right, exactly. That would took them demons right off you.
Yep.
I got some Psalms chapter 96 verse 11. It says, "Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar in the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful in all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice." You know, the trees also symbolic for the people, but ultimately, the whole world is going to rejoice, man, once we're in rulership, man.
Can I get that? The earth shall rejoice, rough paraphrasing. And there's another one, I think it's Isaiah maybe. It's the trees shall rejoice or sing with joy.
No fella coming against us, yeah.
You see, he put that kind of music, puts people in a good mood. Ain't nobody out here beefing, you know. You got it though?
Not that one. Let me grab the first Isaiah first.
Yeah. And that's why all those old cathedrals have bells in them too. Because at one point they were a peaceful place to go to. Esau has repurposed them, you know, because he knows the benefits of listening to these kind of organs and the bells and all this stuff. And now every time people listen to music, it's out of a speaker that he created, you know, which probably was Jay that created it, invented it, but Esau has, again, weaponized it. It's not real. It's not even real music.
It's not. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 5. It says, "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. So now that the wicked is being taken away, ain't nobody goes. And once Esau go down, ain't nobody. People go. The nations go eventually rejoice. You know, you got
The people
Revelation.
shall when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn.
Exactly, yeah.
But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
See, people aren't allowed to enjoy nature unless you pay, right? And even then, you got the park closed at 5. You gotta go.
Yeah. Back to slavery.
Yeah, back to the concrete jungle.
I tell you in Romans 8 that the whole creation groaneth,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for the sons of God.
Yeah, the trees, the birds, the animals, they're all calling out to the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
Crying, sighing and crying. And the only people that are in tune with nature are the elect that are sighing and crying as well. You know, so again, we're in tune with everything, you know, the earth. Everybody else is out of tune, you know, they're not tuned. They're tuned to the devil's keys, you know, the devil's key, which is, you know, look that up. That's part of his A440, all right, which all music is played at A440 now. That's why, like, and you can't tune a radio station, you know, the music that's coming out, you can't tune it in the sense of like an actual instrument. You can tune a guitar, right? A drum, you can tune that, you know. You can't do that with the music they're playing. I mean, you can transpond it. There's a way to transpond it and you can change it, but it's who the fuck knows how to do that? You know what I'm saying? And people don't even know that the music they're listening to is actually hurting them.
Back in the book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 8, it says, like in verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
So everything's going to rejoice, man. Because now everything is chaos, chaotic, nothing but sounds of confusion, you know. But when the righteous are in authority, it's going to be peaceful and quiet. Like when we was walking through the trails.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and peaceful, smells good. And then if you do hear music, it's going to be actual instruments like what you hear now.
Verse 8, it says, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
There you go. Nobody's going to be cutting down forests for no goddamn reason anymore. Just clearing out fields for nothing.
Right.
Don't even plant nothing. Don't do nothing. Just cut it down. You want a water?
Yeah, combo. Yeah.
Go ahead, though. That was it on that?
Yeah, that was it on that. But yeah, that's the thing. You know, just cutting down trees for no reason. You know, got people in a state of perplexity, right? And then also cutting down people. You know, it tell you in the book of Habakkuk that whose desire is as hell and cannot be satisfied. You know, he need to keep it at home. So now, you know, everybody's going to, once this devil is taken down, everybody's going to rejoice, man. You know, you got Revelation 18, I was going to mention earlier. You know, at first they go mourn because no one buys their merchandise. But hey, when New Jerusalem come down from heaven,
and we put your ass in subjection, eventually they're going to realize, yeah, this is the way. But right now, Esau is heaping up everything unto himself. All the things that are beneficial that the Lord has gave us, he don't tell you about it. And the best things he keeps for himself. Even the other nations, they don't get to live it up like the elites or the Edom. They don't know the secrets of this of the earth. You know, the benefits that the Lord has literally everywhere. But again, he wants to keep you in cities. You know, control you in cities, concrete. You know, glass everywhere. What's it called? Steel, you know, buildings and wood, not stone. They don't make shit with stone anymore. If they do, it's gonna be concrete, which they have to mix and pour. It's not like marble and like this stuff where they had you know, that's from the earth. It's not a mixture that comes in a bag. You gotta add water to it. Go ahead.
And I was it on that. What's the other one you had called for?
I can't remember. That's all good though. You got anything else then?
No, that was it.
Hey, with that, you know, Lord's willing, this is edifying. You know, we're gonna keep walking around the trail, you know, listening to this first, and then, you know, just check out the rest of the nature they got out here. You know, so, you know, just take a chance or take opportunities and go out, like the brother said earlier, and go on trails and enjoy nature, man. Because again, all this is that you see is gonna be destroyed.
Yeah.
So, you know, just get in tune with what the Lord has created, man.
Yeah.
Get into the herbs. Stop taking a damn Tylenol every time you get a headache, man.
Right.
Drink some tea. Shit. Drink water.
Work on yourself, man.
Yep.
This is all about us returning back into our heritage. This is part of it. Look at our forefathers, man. They were sojourners, man. And you look at how far Abraham traveled, man. That man was on a mission. And he had cattle and different things with him. So you had to know about certain things within the land. And even when Jacob met up with Esau, and Esau tried to bring him back, he said, nah, man, I can't travel that hard. You know, I got women, children, and cattle with me, man. I got to, you know, take it lightly. You know, so just having that balance and, you know, knowing about different herbs, different plants, you know, even have some greenery in your house, man.
Yeah, grow some, start a little, you don't gotta have a huge garden, just grow something. I ain't got a huge garden, but be a husband, man, husbandry, do some husbandry, you know, grow some tomatoes, do something. Yeah, you have some plant. If you don't have no plants in your house, what the hell's wrong with you? That shit purifies, the green takes out, or the plant takes out the carbon dioxide, man, and it purifies the air. So, you know, learn to be, you know, stop trusting in the devil for everything, man. You know, if you come into this truth, man, you can't rely on the devil for everything. You got to be your own physician, man. Don't go going to the hospital because you know, unless your damn arm got chopped off, don't be ridiculous. But, you know, if you get sick, you got a flu, there's natural remedies, man. There's natural remedy for everything. Just do your research. The information's out there, you know. You know, just be more spiritual. Because remember, everything is spiritual. The trees have, you know, spirit. How are they crying out? Animals have spirits. Everything is in tune. Ultimately, everything has the spirit of the Lord in it. Some just don't know they have it.
Right.
You know, everything belongs and it's from the Heavenly Father. You know, so the Lord's will, this was edifying. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well. Much love and salutation to the elect of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.
Shalom.